spiral breakdown. So spiral ride or spiral breakdown. Once you guys bring this guy down, boom, we land on top, he's stable, he's strong. I'm gonna place my right hand into a thigh pry, okay? Or sometimes I call the flipper. Notice I'm still on my toes. I use my left knee right here a lot of times, just sitting right here on his quad. Okay, you see this? So if you're down like this, like on your knee, kind of like the referee position in wrestling, we start like this in wrestling a lot. But the first thing I'm gonna do is always get up on my toes so I can be here. Now spiral, I'm gonna be putting pressure with this one underneath his armpit. So I'm looking to go in for his wrist or hand, okay? I can't see it, like from my point, my vantage point, I can't see, but I can feel his armpits here. I just slide right down. I try to get to the fingers or the fat part of the hand or the wrist, that'll work too. If a guy's stiff and strong and you can't grab that, that's fine. Just keep your hand here. Once he drops to an elbow, you've got it. Once I go to the wrist, it intensifies because now I've taken away this post. My right hand's gonna be on the inner thigh. I'm gonna stay on my toes and I'm gonna continue to walk out to the side. Now just be a little strong. Sure. And now I'm gonna, as I start to do this, I'm turning this, right? So it's like I'm putting pressure, like when we were doing like kind of like police officer arrest, like we're gonna get the hammerlock behind the back. So I'm applying that forward pressure and I'm also gonna pull his hip. Okay, with this hand, I'm gonna pull his hip, okay, dropping him down here. Now, if he lets his hand come out to his back, man, I'm not gonna let it out. I'm not gonna let it come back. My right knee would jam right there behind as I grab his wrist. And I would keep this right here. I wouldn't let it out. And then for submission, we could just come up here to a claw. I could go to this near shoulder, but probably go claw, and then I'll just kind of bring it up his back until I submit him. But break down. We're here. Spiral here. These are going this direction. Okay, as I circle, spiral. Okay, as you guys end up here, I can bring my body back to his hip and pull his hip. Sometimes you'll end up with a guy with his butt up in the air, like this. Sometimes I'll grab the back here and I'll pull. Okay, and pull this guy down, get his hip down, get into here. MMA, step over, put my hook in here, and just punch away. Okay, I also might jump to this side and punch here too, with his hand behind his back. Little MMA stuff, but it's actually perfect. Breakdown. Okay. Boom. Back under. Off with the knee. Teach Me Grappling. What's up, guys? Coach Brian here, and I'm here to tell you about SUPPORT. Guys, the best dummies in the world for training. You want to get good at throws like Jesse? You need a SUPPORT speed dummy. You got to get one for yourself. Go to petersongrapplers.com and get your own speed dummy. Right, you see how I went to his wrist? Now it's gonna be his spiral wrist. Stay on my toes. Oh, he let his hand come out. I've got his hand behind his back now. His hand stays underneath, that's fine. Just pressure him right here. I'm on my toes. Okay, you can go claw. If he wants to go over to his back, get right into the arm triangle. Okay, but learn that spiral breakdown. Put a lot of pressure. Okay, so let's go. Now I'm teaching wrestling. Guys, it's all the same, but it's not talked about enough probably. So it probably does need to come in. I've always been teaching this stuff to my students. That's what makes our jiu-jitsu a little different, a little more hybrid of wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I would still say, I always tell people the majority of what we do is probably jiu-jitsu, but it depends on how much you think of takedowns, you know, like, but the ground part is definitely more jiu-jitsu than it is wrestling. But here's an example of wrestling being in the ground, in the newaza. So I always say it's about 70-30, which would be like 70% jiu-jitsu, 30% wrestling. But if you consider the takedowns, that percentage probably changes quite a bit. So, but out of the ground, I would say it's it's at best 30%. Of what we do is wrestling based on the ground, at best. But so most of it's jiu-jitsu, because when it comes to submissions, that submission game is the jiu-jitsu's territory. But the takedown game is definitely mostly wrestling judo. But you do have standing submissions, and that part on the feet brings in percentages for wrestling jiu-jitsu on the feet. Okay, I don't know why I'm going off in this direction, but I hope you enjoyed it. So learn that spiral breakdown, bring it into your grappling. Okay, especially if you guys are interested in real fighting, MMA, self-defense stuff. You don't have to just get on the mat, or excuse me, in the street. You're not going to get on the street and just go, yeah, let's do some basic jiu-jitsu like we hit at the open mat last week. You know, it's going to be much more, it'll look a little more crude, but think about it. If you get a guy down, you just want to break this big dude down. You don't want to roll around with him. You don't want to get in the guard if you can help it. You want to stay on top, okay? Hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time with more great stuff.